Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to another European test drive. So not a real Tiva drive, just a quick test of another electric car that is not sold in Canada yet, but will be after driving the ID Buzz, which is coming in a year or two. Here's the 500 electric, which is coming later this year, and we will have a chance to test drive it in Canada later this year. But now this is a little sneak preview of what's coming. So here's a 500e in the La Prima version. Here's the nice little logo 500e, which is different, and the car looks different than the gas version of the 500 which we drove in Italy, because they didn't have any electric versions, unfortunately. But here's the 500e, and this is the 3+1 version, meaning, so first let us show you the hatch. Very small trunk, of course, like with all the 500s. The 500e looks different and is bigger than the gas counterpart. So let us show you the door. Kind of very similar to our i3 that we have, except that this door only exists on the right hand side, kind of like a Hyundai, kind of like the Mazda. Some of those cars had the rear door only on one side, and that's the case here. So the right side looks different than the left side, because on the driver's side there's only one door. So here we go, let's jump in. Let us show you quickly the front of the car. Here it is, beautiful LEDs all around, very unique look, pardon me. Green plates in Poland as well. And let's jump in and take you for a quick spin in this 500e. Let me fasten my seat belts. Pardon the lens cover, the wide angle. It's raining in Warsaw today, so hope I was able to set the wipers to automatic. The gear shifter is here, so it's all digital. Dashboard, digital main screen. We have it on the energy flow and energy consumption screen. Maybe I should clean the lens, but anyways, hopefully it's still okay. Here's the storage compartment with some USB plugs and a nice little cover. Very cute design all around. As you can see, there is a fixed sunroof with a blind. Look at that. Even little 500, and this is one of the cheapest electric cars in Europe. By the way, they have a couple of different batteries. There's 20 something and the 42, so obviously we would only consider a 42 kilowatt-hour battery. There is also a cabriolet version coming, and then there's the Abarth version that was just launched. We just shared an article about it on our page, on our Facebook page, and so we're very excited. So this is 120 horsepower, 42 kilowatt hours. About 300 kilometer range. The Abarth will be 150 horsepower, and the acceleration will go down from 9 seconds to 7 seconds, so much better. Still nothing spectacular compared to some of the other electric cars, but hopefully it'll be affordable enough in Canada to arouse interest, and I'm sure it will be. Just like the gas 500 is quite popular, the Abarth Cabriolet electric, I think, is going to be a big hit. Much better deal than the Mini Cooper SE, in my opinion, even though it might be a little slower because it's only going to have 153 horsepower versus 180 on the Cooper SE, until the new version of the Mini Cooper SE comes in, which will have more power, bigger battery, etc., etc. For now, okay, so let's the gear shifter is right here, so it's just the buttons like on some of the other electric cars we saw, and we're good to go. So let's just find out where the brake is, because the brake seems to be applied. The car is not moving. Electronic handbrake is somewhere, and it's gonna be interesting to find out where that electric handbrake is. It's not very intuitive, because I don't see the unless it's a manual one, which I don't think so. It's gonna be interesting. I think we're gonna try and figure it out, so just bear with me for a second as we try to figure out where the button is for the handbrake, which seems to be applied. So we're in drive, and in a lot of the other cars that we drove, the handbrake will release automatically, including this The little Opel we're driving now, right now, it's a manual handbrake. So perhaps, yeah, here we go. So here is the electric P for parking, the handbrake. It's applied or it's not applied. So right now, yeah, it's moving. Okay, we're good to go. Apologies for that. So the automatic wipers, I don't know why. They don't seem to be that automatic, even though there is an indicator here saying that the wipers are supposed to be automatic. Maybe I'm not in the right position. Let's drive. It's a one pedal driving. Right away I noticed that it's a one pedal driving. It stops by itself. Of course there is a pedestrian warning sound, which is mandatory in Europe. Here's an Abarth, but it's a gas Abarth. Interestingly enough, the Fiat dealers are not authorized to sell Abarth. It's a separate dealership, which is not, and it's not sold by this particular dealer. I'm not sure how they're going to address it. I'm sure in Canada and US, the Abarth will be sold by the Fiat network. So let's see how it goes. So officially, this version, 120 horsepower, 9-second acceleration. So it's not the best, not the most amazing. However, we should have a pretty good idea of how sporty it feels. It might definitely feel sportier than the ID Buzz we just test drove. Let's try and get in here. You can hopefully hear the sound of the electric motor. So we're showing here 96% and 254 kilometers range. So again, at best 300 on this version. The Abarth with more power will see its range go down. Right now I have the climate on. I don't even know. I think I set the climate at 18 degrees because it's kind of coolish, 11 degrees outside, 12 degrees outside. I set the heating to 18 degrees, so that's going to affect the range. But yeah, now so far it feels really nice. It's basically very peppy, and it's like a go-kart. It has definitely the same feel as the Mini Cooper SE, even if it's a little slower. So I'm gonna try and press it a little harder, although it's wet pavement, so it's best not to exaggerate. But accelerating to the speed limit here is no effort. It's effortless, nice and quiet, very decent sound insulation. And here we are. Wow, driving the 500e. Very fun car. If you don't need the rear space, the rear seat space is more for a dog or tiny child. This is not a 4-person. I would call it a 2+2 because really the rear space, as you may have seen when I showed you the I'm in a comfortable position, nobody else will be able to sit behind me. So basically it's a 2-seater, 2+2, maybe 2+ luggage. That's about it. The same with the gas version, which is even smaller than this. We were barely able to fit our suitcases, the two of us and our suitcases in the 500 Cabriolet. So really it's a empty nester type of car. It's a nostalgic car for people who remember the original 500s. I don't want to say that I do, but I do. Here's an EQB actually right behind us, or an EQA, one of those. A lot of electric cars here in Warsaw on the streets with green plates. So it's nice to see, basically. And there are government incentives here in Poland, very high incentives. There's also, you can use the transit lanes or the bus lanes. You can use also free parking countrywide. Imagine that. Imagine what kind of revolution we would have if we had Canada-wide free parking for electric cars. Wow. Unfortunately, no such luck in Canada. So let me just take the left lane and get a feel for the very nice, very, very good acceleration. Wow, amazing. Amazing little go-kart. You know, you don't need more power than 120 horsepower, honestly. It's phenomenal, a little city car. So who knows, maybe when the 500e Cabriolet comes, we may replace our i3 with it. We were planning to send the i3 here and then get something else in Canada, or you know, we just may get the 500e here although this would not fit our family, so we would have to use it 2 people at a time plus luggage. So it's not very practical. We'll find out. Anyway, so I think we're gonna end it right here. If you have any questions about the Fiat 500e, we'll have more information about the Canadian specs and orders later this year when we get to test drive it in Canada, thanks to Stellantis Canada. We look forward to it, and we'll keep you posted. So stay tuned for a full review later this year. And as always, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/Tiva Association. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.